Hi, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, as Victor would say. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmina from Jasmina Brozovic Astrology, and I'm back with another interesting guest. Tyra is one of my colleagues, my peers from Astro Victor's course, and I'm so excited that we finally were able to connect and showcase something that we learned and something that we know. Tyra, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to
How
be
are
here with
you?
you, Jasmina.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking the time. How are you today before we
I'm
start?
wonderful. So happy to be here. I was
Ex-
like, this is exactly what I needed right now to talk
Excellent.
astrology with a friend.
Excellent. Oh, thank you so much. Tyra is an astrologer, a spiritual leader, many, many things, a coach. If you go and check her website and her YouTube channel, you will find a lot of motivational, inspirational material that can really guide you and help you through these difficult times that are happening at the moment. So I would highly suggest that you check her out.
Thank
And
you.
today we're going to talk about Pisces energy and how can we go with the flow more easier because it's going to be very intense in a Piscean way. So, Tyra, before we start talking about Pisces, tell us a little bit more about yourself and your astrology journey.
Yes, I am a spiritual guiding coach. Like you said, I got my journey in divination actually in the early 2000s. I started having a spiritual awakening in my 20s. And by the time I got to my 30s, I started realizing, oh, I really love astrology. Some of it may be motherhood too. I had two sons, and it was like the more I had children, I just would open up. And so, yeah, mother, married for 30 years, spiritual guiding coach, divination. I always tell people is my superpower. I started out using an oracle deck based on Egyptian spirituality. And I
Mm,
started getting to a point where I was like, "Mm, I don't know. This doesn't feel super specific. I need to get more specific." And
mm,
that happened. I mean, that was going on for a number of years. And then in uh, 2016, there was something that happened that made me like, I don't understand what's going on. And it seemed like the only answers I was getting were from astrologers. And I never really knew a lot about astrology. I was just kind of like on the outskirts of it prior to that. And, now that I know it, right around the time of my Jupiter return, and I had a reverse nodal
mhm,
return at that time, I was like, I will do anything to live out my destiny, whatever it is I'm supposed to do with this spiritual work.
mhm,
And I started watching astrology videos, which
mhm.
led me to Victor. I've studied with several other astrologers, but I consider Victor to be my main teacher, especially at this point. And, initially it was kind of like I'm using astrology to help me in my life. And then I began to see, wow, I can get super specific for each person that I do a reading for using both the Oracle deck as well as astrology. And since it was about January 2017, haven't looked back. I have been studying astrology probably
Excellent.
every day. I live
Yeah,
astrology, love
yeah.
astrology. And so, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I understand. I feel I'm addicted to astrology in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's my fix of a day. Like I need to have some kind of, and I always say that, this is so beautiful that in today's world with all this technology, we're able to get access to astrology much easier, the knowledge,
True.
and to people and to find our own tribes and people we can connect with, which I
Yeah.
love, talking, astrology, and meeting new people. That's three of my favorite things to do. So I'm really happy with this setup that because when astrology found me, I was I think 11 or something. It was
That's
before the
amazing.
internet. It was in Croatia. Croatia is a very Catholic country. We didn't have access to astrology.
Wow.
It was just little booklets in the store, and
Wow.
then there was an Astro magazine that went once a month, and then I would just buy with my allowance, and that was I was calculating where is my Uranus, and like, it was each planet each month or each sign, so I would like wait for 30 days to get a little piece of information. So it
That's
was
amazing.
yeah, so it was like that. So having this, abundance of, I know we have to be discernment. They have used discernment to understand, which is, there's always something, but I think it's amazing. I think it's beneficial for everybody to know their chart one way or another, and to use them.
Agreed.
That's amazing. Okay,
Agreed.
let's dig in. Pisces season is here. We have nodes in Pisces. We're going to have eclipses in Pisces. We have Saturn still in Pisces, Neptune. Venus is going back to Pisces. Mercury is now in Pisces, going back retrograde. So many things are happening in Pisces. Like even Ceres, she's moving into Pisces. I figured that out. So
Oh,
we're going to have
yeah.
like a lot of Piscean energy. Do you want to start and tell us what is Pisces for you? How do you feel Pisces energy, so people understand what it is?
Yes. So Pisces is, to me, it's not the easiest sign to work with because it requires you to have a lot of faith. It's a sign that is all about, to a large extent, surrendering. It's, you could look at it as the birth, excuse me, the womb, just before there's going to be a birth, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So Pisces flows into Aries. And so it's really a time where you can go within and you can prepare yourself for a rebirth. It rules the subconscious mind. And so another challenging aspect of Pisces is, really working with that subconscious mind, because when we are engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors, which is Pisces, um, it's all in the subconscious mind. So Pisces is all about surrendering and preparation for something new. It's about
Mhm.
releasing and purging. Well, maybe not purging, but it's definitely like this energy of surrender and having the biggest, healthiest dose of faith that you could potentially have. And it's also a way for us to begin to work to heal ourselves. Um,
Mhm.
Especially using the subconscious mind. I'm also a hypnotherapist. And so I have learned the
Mhm.
power of the subconscious mind, and how when it feels like there, Pisces is a water sign. And so it's, our emotions are there. And in hypnotherapy, we talk about where are the emotions stored, where they're stored in the subconscious mind. And so um, when we need that healing, when we need to, yeah, that's Bliss. Hey, Bliss.
Hi, Just Bliss. Hi.
When we need that healing, and it sometimes it's those stuck emotions that are there.
Yeah.
Where do we go? Pisces season is going to be that opportunity to go in and to release, so that we can make room for something new to be put into our subconscious mind. Um, I do want to just say on the side, I kind of looked up some things that happened when Neptune was on the 29th degree, and Inside Out was the number one movie for 2024, I think it was.
I love that
And
movie.
that's all about the emotions, the emotional body. So we really want to use Pisces to do some emotional healing. Also, I want y'all to know that
Mm.
Pisces is very creative. It can
Mhm.
allow you to connect with, it's not even just being creative, it's more of like a flow of creativity that can come through you.
Mhm.
And I always think, it's connecting with spirit. It's the all is one. And I think for anyone who wants to connect with something higher than you, a higher power, a higher deity, connecting with a higher principle, for people who don't believe in a deity, it's very, very important, because Pisces requires you sometimes to not do anything. It's more about being. And so we want to take that time to have that faith, and just, you have to have a healthy dose of trust.
Yeah.
And with the way the world looks right now, it's probably not different from any other time that we've lived in, but with the way the world looks right now, having deep, deep faith and trust. And Jasmina, you and I both know Neptune, which is a
Mhm.
planet that is associated with Pisces, it is the planet of Pisces.
Yeah.
It is moving from Pisces into Aries. this is a very important concept and principle to to a large extent just kind of be like, I have to have faith because things are out of my control. Pisces sometimes is like, I don't have control of anything.
Yeah.
But me as a Pisces sun sign, just
Mhm.
if anyone's curious, I'm a Pisces sun, Taurus moon, and rising Scorpio. But as
Mhm.
a Pisces, I've had to learn that sometimes all you can do is have a deep trust in spirit, and then you go out and you do something good for someone. That's a remedy that I want to give
Mhm.
to everybody.
Mhm.
During this year through easily 2028, what's something you can do expecting nothing in return for someone else? And what will end up happening is miracles will happen. Pisces is the sign of
Mm.
miracles. So opening yourself
Yeah.
up to miracles happening.
Yeah.
It's a deeply spiritual sign. And
Yeah.
so it's always a good thing during Pisces season to refreshen your spiritual practices, to meditation and mindfulness, anything that makes you go within. Very important during Pisces season.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I wanted to mention too, kind of in that vein, what was it? Well, go on ahead and tell me any of your thoughts about what I've shared.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
I
just
was
going
just,
on
yeah,
and
it was
on.
you beautifully said, faith is very hard. Having faith is hard because it's not tangible. It's something that, we want to be in control of our lives, control of our environment, control of the things, people, situations in our lives. And I think it's illusion. It's
Yeah,
interesting how that is an illusion, which is also regarding to Pisces.
that is
Uh,
Pisces illusions.
yeah. So control is illusion, guys, for sure. So there is, we are not whatever. There is something out there that is more powerful than us. I don't think that we're not powerful, but there is, the creator, the creation, the universe, the connections with everything, with nature, with the universe.
Yeah,
It's so strong. And then just feel that I think with evolution and with technology, we lost in touch. We lost to be in touch with our intuition and instinct. So this season for me, and especially with all these planets
that's
in
right.
Pisces, we need to practice listening to our inner voice. So that
Mhm.
would be like through meditation, as you said. But you need to consciously make an effort to practice to listen to your intuition, because intuition is, I think, something that we totally misplaced. But think about it, guys. Anytime in your life when you had your gut feeling that, your gut feeling told you something, it was always right. Like in my case, 100%. Every time I didn't listen to my gut feeling, I went, "Oh no, it's not logical. It's and I have to." I lost it.
Yeah.
It just so that would be my advice number one for this season, to consciously, because you're going to have more, there's going to be more energy and power to connect with something higher. So many planets, so we mentioned we're going to have a new moon in Pisces next week. So there's going to be moon, sun, Saturn, Neptune, north node, Mercury, and then Venus is going to retrograde back to Pisces, and Ceres. Like there's like 7 8 things in Pisces.
Yeah.
So it's never been like that. I don't remember having this a lot of Piscean energy in one, right? I don't recall ever.
It's
So
amazing.
just, yeah, isn't it a special opportunity to really, plug ourselves in and just and get what we need for the future.
And
Right.
it's so important right now. Intuition was the thing that I was thinking about. So thank you for bringing that up. And I think it's so interesting that we live at a time where we can feel so disconnected
Yeah.
from everything, maybe due to technology. A lot of people have said we haven't actually recovered from the COVID time where we had to,
Yeah.
we couldn't be together. And so this is a time for us to really humanize ourselves. And like you said, connect to that higher power, connect to one another. This is a sign of
Mhm.
compassion. And, you know, I, Jasmina, have felt a little bit disappointed with Neptune. I remember when Jupiter was there, Jupiter and Neptune were in Pisces. And it's like, where is the compassion? And I have to actually go
Uh,
out and look for it, to be honest with you. And it's like, no, it's there. It's what we see on the news, which of course the news is going to be reporting a lot of bad stuff anyway. But it just feels like the compassion isn't there. We have Pisces associated with immigrants, migration, and it just seems like I'm like, at this point, the whole world is one big immigrant migration.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the F are people talking about?
I know. But do you know where you can find it?
Where's
I
the
found it.
compassion?
Yeah, but you can find it locally. So I know news is global. They put it. They present what they want to present. But if you look around yourself, don't look at the news. And that's what I find. That's what I find compassion and kindness. Look at your neighbors. Look at
Yeah.
somebody across the street. Somebody you have in a store. Letting somebody go and be in front of you in a line in the store. That's those kind of little things. That's where I see people and humans as they really are. So that's where I find it.
And I think that it really takes. I always think about. I can't remember exactly where it came from, but the power of one. If
Yeah.
one person, because again, this is about universal energy. It's a collective sign, and if one person can be kind to someone else who's down on their luck,
Mhm.
Pisces is associated with homelessness. If you can help
Yeah.
somebody in some kind of way who
Yeah.
doesn't have a home, or is hungry, or is an immigrant in some kind of way. I don't even know what it's like to live in a place where this is now my new home and I'm not actually from there, but I have always loved getting to know people from other places and welcoming them into the community, being their family. So being compassionate and caring. And I also want to say too, it's very important for you to be compassionate to yourself. The more you can
Absolutely.
offer compassion to you, then it's easier to offer this to other
Mhm.
people. And then going back to your point about control, Pisces is a mutable sign.
Mhm.
And so what are you in control of? You're in control of being changeable, adaptable, improving something. These are the best things to be doing when we are dealing with Pisces season. It's kind of like what needs to be improved. And another thing too is I love calling it shape shifting. How do you need to shape shift? Are you just being one way all the time? Is there a new way that you need to show up? Is there some kind of way that you can adapt and change who you are
Mhm.
so that you become more improved? So I just wanted to throw that in also.
I like that. You reminded me, when you said the power of one. I'm thinking about there's a cave, and the water that drips, one little drop, drips, drips, and then it makes a little shape on the. But it takes like one little one. That's the power of one, and then one again, and then one again, and you just the thing is we have to be persistent. That's where I think we give up too easily, because it's also Piscean kind of energy. It just doesn't want to,
That's
it just
true.
want to, yeah, withdraw. But to combine this, I think this Aries Pisces dance that we have in all these planets this year is telling us, you need to go for it, but in a kind way. You don't have to, be robust. There's another way to, there's a different type of fights, and just go for it, because it's hard for Pisces and energy, because they're sponges. They have this intuition and psychic, and and spiritual connections, but on the other hand, they're sponges for everything negative.
Hmm.
So environment is very important. Who are you surrounded with? Think about that. If you're surrounded with people who are not treating you well, or you don't feel safe, or if you listen to the news all the time, like I know we have to know what's going on, but still you need to kind of be this kind of discernment, use this discernment, because you, this is all, we are all sucking it
Yeah.
in on the unconscious level, and it's going to come out one way or another. So that's, you know it's hard for Pisces to find boundaries, or just, because it is hard. But then tune into the music, dance, movies, fantasy world, something that you
Mhm.
feel that to be kind to yourself. You can be kind to yourself just by giving yourself time to enjoy some art, as you said, or something creative, or just listen to music, right? Watch a movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
Pisces, I loved when you talked about Pisces going back and forth between, or the planets going back and forth between Aries and Pisces.
Mhm.
Because again, Pisces, to a large extent, is preparing you
Yeah.
for Aries action. Aries action is always about, um, take Aries is always about taking action. Hey Tanya, hey Jaimin, how y'all doing? Aries is always about taking action. But, Jasmina, we know this Aries energy. And I do want to just say, we're talking about Pisces. It doesn't matter if you're a
Mhm.
Pisces or not. We are all we're all going through this together. We're all living
Yeah.
this Pisces energy. So we all know that, Aries acts acts first, thinks later. And so it's kind of like you want to use this
Yeah.
Pisces energy. Number one, we have Saturn there to a certain degree. It's like maybe there's some inner structure or something inside of you that needs to be reorganized so that when you take this action, it feels effortless, it feels aligned, it feels like something that you're doing where it's not a reaction, but it's more of like you prepared your inner world, your inner landscape for, whatever it is that you're going to be working on. So you want to use this time in Pisces. And again, these planets are going to be popping back and forth. We have what is called the North Node in Pisces. And so
Yep.
that means that we're dealing with this energy for the next year, year and a half easily.
Mhm.
We're all in this big Pisces lesson. And so, what is it that you can do in your inner world
Mhm.
that prepares you for when it's time to take action? Because Pisces is kind of like relax, relate, release. Pisces is like, you know, we're talking about this intuition. I encourage everybody to be connecting, if this is you, with your
Mhm.
guides, with your ancestors. It's like this whole internal world. And
Mhm.
then when you're tuned into this energy, when your subconscious mind is set in a way where it's supporting you and not going to sabotage you, you take all of that with you into Pisces. When you start taking that action,
Mm.
you'll be more inclined to take aligned action because you have practiced being in
Yes.
alignment with your intuition instead
Yes.
of it's just whatever's there inside of that subconscious mind is
That's
what's going to make
perfect.
you take action, right?
No,
And we need
that's
to know what's
yeah,
there.
that's perfect. So you kind of need to reprogram yourselves subconsciously. So when the action comes, you probably won't have time to think, but you will be already reprogrammed the right way, and it just go like this. I love that. That's beautiful. That's why I would suggest that whoever is listening to these, this is the perfect month, like the whole month of March and this end of February, to get some kind of reading, is astrology
Oh,
or
that's good.
Reiki or spiritual, or I'm not talking that you have to do it with me or Tyra or whatever,
You
but I'm
can
just,
do it with us though.
yeah,
You
but you
can.
can, of course, yeah. But I'm just saying, this is my Virgo rising, yeah, Anyway, no, you can, but I'm saying I think this is the perfect time because I think you're gonna get more answers than ever because
Mm,
all this Piscean energy, all of us who practice this divinatory work are more in tune, more connected, and we can guide you better. So that's what I feel. So this is
I love that.
right, family and constellation, everything, hypnotherapy, whatever, any kind of therapy, any kind of healing, any kind
Yes.
of way that you feel that you can get in tune more with yourselves and reprogram yourselves. I think
Mhm,
this is the time to invest in that, and it will
mhm.
pay off later. I just feel that it's important to say it because people think one day, or now is the one day. Now is
And
the day.
And it is now is the day. You're right. And
Yeah.
the other thing too is I really just want us all to go back to this energy around surrender because with Pisces,
Mhm.
it's not aggression.
Yeah.
It's not, and look, even the planet that has to do with aggression, Mars, right now is in Cancer. So even Mars is in a water sign, a nurturing sign. Like this is just
Mhm.
where we are. It feels strange and bizarre to me right now.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I go with the universe.
Yeah.
I have learned
Yeah.
that astrology, it's like beyond what we can really understand until we're on the other side of it. But
Yep.
there is
Yep.
something where it's like, I really and truly have to be okay with this energy around surrendering
Mhm.
and trusting this higher energy, this higher intelligence, this infinite intelligence. Um, because the world feels so chaotic right now, but
Yeah. It
we
is.
will be anchored in Pisces. We're not going to be
Yeah.
able to get away from it.
Yeah, but it's interesting. So although many people ask me, oh, do you believe in astrology? How can you believe? Like, it's not about belief. Like, I feel astrology is not about belief. It's not about science. It's not about religion. Astrology, it's on its own. It's something that it's a secret. I feel it's a secret language. It's still secret because we don't know why it works. It works, but we don't know why. I think, and what else that I want to share here? We need a little bit of magic in our life, and this is
That's good.
exactly what astrology is. Because the world was round and the sun was going around the world, even when people thought the world was flat, even before people thought that Earth is the center of the universe,
Yeah.
it was still not like that. So we are still learning. And I think in the future, we will understand more why astrology works, why are these cycles, and how are we connected. But you don't have to, you don't have to be extra, we are living in a society with science and everything needs to be proven. It doesn't. I
Not
think
with
that's a wrong
Pisces.
approach. No, but we went too far on that side. I think we need to find a middle ground, and because we are
I
not
agree.
just flesh and blood, we are spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we are spirit.
I
Remember,
say,
when
oh,
we passed away, our bodies are here, but our spirit goes. What is making this body move? Yes, blood, yes, heart, yeah, but what actually? It's just, why are we so different? Why do we have unique fingerprint? Why do we have unique birth time? Why? And
yeah.
every time somebody else is born, like, we have 8 million people there, 8 million different souls. There
Mm.
was 3 million 100 years ago, or two, or whatever. So why? How? We don't know, but that's the magic of it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Piscean thing, that we need to have faith and trust that, we are evolving. We're going to find out, or maybe we won't. Who cares? It works. It helps us. So
And you mentioned magic, and I'm also going to say one of the things that, I'm saying, we're just so immersed. Like, this is the ocean, right? Pisces is the ocean. We're so immersed in this Pisces
yeah,
energy right now. Open yourself up to miracles. Be looking for the miracles
yeah.
that are coming your way. And I think too, I was
Mm,
talking about how I've been a little bit disappointed with this Neptune and Jupiter and Pisces. Like, this is not me as a Pisces. We are idealists.
yeah.
And it's like, this is not what I thought was ideal from these planets. But it also is about the collective conscious. And so that's why
Mm,
Jasmina and I are talking today, because the more we can continue to talk and share,
mm,
and people
mhm.
open themselves up, like if everybody is saying, I'm opening myself up to a miracle, like you talked about, this sciencey way of thinking. And it could all, especially with Jupiter being in Gemini right now, it's like all I can see is writing before me, and this is the truth. What
Yeah.
Pisces is like, maybe it is, maybe it's not.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
it's not. Pisces is the unseen. There's a lot that's happening that we cannot see, that we don't yet know and understand. So it's so important for us to continue to share and open ourselves up collectively to the beauty, the wonder, the might, because this astrology energy can only work
Mm,
with what we're giving it, right?
yes.
So I think that's so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do want to say too, really quickly, I just have to say it because I'm scared I'm going to forget.
No, no,
This
go ahead.
this energy is around mental health
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes. Go ahead.
addiction.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I want us to be thinking about that, as well as getting more sleep and more rest.
Yeah, more water intake, number one, a lot of water. Avoid
Mhm.
alcohol if you can, or any kind of substances that can um, just not have your mind clear, because you want to connect with you, and you don't have anything blocking that.
I
So
love that.
right? So anything, you can just, especially this season. I'm not saying later don't do it. Just try to be very mindful. For everyone who is Catholic, it's a Lent time coming, so that's
Oh,
another.
that's a good
I
point.
just want to say this is a good. You can do this. Oh, Jasmine is here. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so happy that this was helpful. Yeah, so that's something that you can, and if you know anybody who is struggling, people are struggling, as I said, with
It's
mental
true.
health, with addictions, with a lot of anxiety, which is opposite of Pisces. There's like a lot of people on medication. They're just numb. um, as I said, how can we help locally? Think about who can you reach out to that.
Yes,
That's how you're going to help the world, I feel. Who
it's
is,
true.
who needs to be to call somebody, just write them a note, could say hi, how, what's up, like I'm here if you need me, just that. That's what Pisces energy is all about. You don't have to do much. It just takes 1 second. So that's how I think we can help a lot of people. I don't know how.
Small
If
small acts of kindness.
right,
Yes.
yeah, if you help one, I think I don't know. I just feel that that's very important. And I want to mention my dad is a Pisces, and he always says, I don't know how this is correct, but he says, you know, Pisces is the only signs that can get along with everybody else. so so I always think poor Pisces, they need to kind of, but they are. But it is true because they kind of have this understanding for everybody. For Aries and their impatience, for Taurus and their neediness, for Gemini and blah blah blah. For
It's
for
because we are shapeshifters. We can
yeah,
become whatever anyone else. It's the most mutable sign in
yeah,
astrology. And so
yeah.
if I'm hanging out with a Gemini, it's like, okay, this is how we're doing it. We having lots of fast conversations. We're
Yeah,
laughing and keeping it light. Let's go.
yeah.
Aries, okay, we're gonna run. Let's go. It's like we
Yeah,
can shapeshift and become whatever.
yeah. I also learned from watching my dad. He always found a time to be on his own to recharge. And so
That's
I didn't understand as a kid, like why? Oh my God, let's go, Dad, let's do this. No, he said he had a healthy way of dealing, and I'm through everything that he went through and health issues and everything, hard life, not easy.
mm,
I knock on wood, he's still here, and I know
mm,
why, because he said no. So that's
mm,
another thing that so even he was a fight. He's a Pisces. He still was able to say no. I need to recharge. I'm not. I don't feel like it. You know. Oh, let's go do this. Let's go visit. No, oh no, I don't feel like it. And he listened to himself. I find it interesting that I'm now thinking of his life and how, and I'm learning from that a lot. Listen to you. If you don't feel like it, say no. You don't
especially
have to,
during this season.
especially now. That's what I'm saying. So especially you need to kind of um don't feel bad, okay, because it's self-care. As you mentioned, self-care is going to be number one. Be kind to yourself.
Self-care is number one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And also boundaries is what I'm hearing from you. You have to have
yeah,
boundaries during
yeah,
Pisces, but you
yeah.
may not have boundaries. I'm sorry, Jasmine, we need to tell them the truth. You
Yes.
will have to really
Yes.
maybe turn on a timer or have some type of
Yeah.
way where you train yourself during this season where you're like, if I feel like I'm doing too much, I have someone I can check in with and ask
Yes.
for help with saying no, or it's like you're doing too much, something like that. Because Pisces literally, your dad is very fortunate. Most Pisces are not that way. Pisces do need time alone, but most Pisces have problems saying no.
Yeah.
And I
He
think,
has. Do you know he has a David star in his chart? Two grand trines. I think that's maybe
oh, okay.
he just has he's a specific he's a anyway. But I learned a lot from him about Pisces, to be
That's
honest. Like I'm
that's
watching
awesome.
him and just going reflecting on his life and thinking about Piscean energy, and he just I love it. So he can do it. I just want to give that example as an inspiration for all your Pisces energies. Jeannie's here. Hi,
Hi,
Jeannie.
Jeannie. I do want to
Bermuda.
say one of the remedies that I came up with for people who are struggling with boundary issues is something I actually learned from Lada of Astrolada, and that is clematis. Use flower essence called
Ah.
clematis. Um, I also want to kind of go back to 'cause something came to me when you talked. We were talking about the power of one and just that one
Mm-hmm.
little drop. So Pisces, especially with Neptune being here and planets retrograding into Pisces, the changes that are made are subtle. They're
Mm.
very what's the word I'm looking for? There's a subtle change that can
They're not
happen in
tangible. Like they're not tangible. It's just like a little feeling. That's why you can't grasp the change. You can't grasp it. That's why it's so difficult, because you can't say, oh, this is what it is, and point finger in it. It
you
just
just kind of feel it's like the
feel it. It's a
ocean. You just kind
feeling.
of feel the
Yeah,
waves,
yeah.
and
It's
then
just a
all of
feeling.
you just feel this change happening, but it's very slow. Just like you talked
Yeah,
about that dripping on a rock is very slow when we think about the ocean coming in and out and how slowly it begins to wear away at the rock. So this is what Pisces season and Neptune being there is giving us
mm,
that opportunity to do. But also the change that is happening in Pisces, when we think about the eclipses being there, there's some change that's happening where we need to go in a new direction with Pisces.
I love that. So directions. I want to mention this now. I want to mention the glyph of Pisces. Okay. There is two, so symbol, you have two fishes facing, one is going upstream and the other is going downstream. You have two crescents of spirituality, one facing inwards, other facing outwards, joined with a line that links the conscious with the unconscious.
Mm.
And why am I mentioning this? We have the ability, although you said it's very hard boundaries, but there is in the Pisces symbol, there is a way to find those boundaries. You just need to switch it. So because they have this full circle. So I know it's hard, I understand, but I think they have it in them.
Oh, we have it in us. We do.
Yeah. Good. Because this is exactly, because you connect everything in, out, known, unknown. Like it's a beautiful, and you can go upstream as well when it's hard, and downstream when it's easy. You can
Oh, I
do,
love that.
yeah,
So
very, very inspiring sign, actually.
one of the things that I'll say that I wanted to share today as a
Mhm.
remedy for all things
Mhm.
Pisces is Virgo. Jasmine and I were talking before we got on. I'm Pisces. She's Virgo. I have on
Rising, yes,
Pisces
Virgo
color.
rising. Yeah.
She even looks like Virgo rising. And so I was like, I actually, before I knew anything about astrology, I noticed I hung out with a lot of Virgos and Capricorns because I understand that Virgos and Capricorn have the parts of me that aren't all the time the strongest. And I am a Taurus moon, so that does help me a lot. But one of the things that I think is so important for like during this Pisces season, doesn't matter if you're Pisces or not, is doing Virgo things. Like have a tangible on a piece of paper to-do list. I don't care about the phones, none of that. You can put them in the phone if you want to. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? TJ, how
Yeah.
you doing?
Hi.
But I don't care. Put it on a piece of paper. Pick up that pen. Tell yourself, I'm going to check off what I need to get done today. Because when we're in Pisces season, baby, we have Neptune still in Pisces, okay?
Yeah.
There can be confusion. You can forget Mercury in Pisces. That's my natal placement, actually. You can completely and totally forget what you're supposed to do. So it's all about getting yourself grounded into
Yeah.
things all Virgo. Now, we'll say the one thing that I believe in is to put timers on your phone
Oh my God, you look at my
and get
husband.
yourself yanked back into reality, because I'm telling you, this could be a time where it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just like floating out here. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Oh my gosh, I didn't get
But
anything done today.
I will tell you, okay, maybe because I'm Virgo rising, I need more of that. So I don't know, maybe 30% of organizing and still having 70% of floating around. Because I kind of need to float, because I'm too much into, into schedules and stuff. I just need to let it go of a schedule and just, who do I
So
want to talk
it'll
this
balance
week?
you out.
Yes, yeah. So I need this Piscean energy, right? So, but it's interesting. You remind me of my husband. He's always says ping, ping, and like, what is that? Reminder for this. Reminder for this. Like he has. That's funny. What did Genie say about Aries? It's point of the ascendant division where the spirit crosses the veil, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Funny thing how Aries is just a spiritual, 1 foot in and yes, every sign is spiritual. It's just how they access that spirituality. It's different. That's what I feel.
I do want to say that I think that this is a time, one of the chief messages I share with my community is that this is a scammy time. I mean, I know we want to make sure that we're giving people hope. And by the same token, I'm telling y'all, you need to check and triple check everything. If you get a scammy email, I want you to, if it's like, hey, your account, you owe this or whatever, don't click what's in the email, especially because a lot of times we are questioning it. Pisces is like, and I feel like something is wrong, but it can't see. Pisces like blocks your vision to a
you can be
large
gullible.
extent.
Yeah, like a
You just
gullible
can't see
energy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gullible. That's a good one. And so go to the actual website, log into your account through your own web browser, not
Yeah.
through the email, and
Yeah.
check and triple
Yeah.
check. If somebody's trying to sell you something and it seems too good to be true,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
contact your
No.
Virgo or Capricorn
Yeah.
friend
I love.
immediately.
I love
Or
that.
your Scorpio friend.
Oh
Contact
yeah,
them
yeah. The Scorpio.
immediately.
This is your Scorpio rising now talking. I don't trust anything or anybody. I love that, especially with Jupiter in Gemini, guys. It's too much data, too much information, and you don't know what is truth, what it's not. And we have actually we had yesterday Jupiter squaring Mercury. That's exactly what it is. Like a bunch of stuff you need. When Jupiter and Mercury have these connections, I just don't listen to anything that day. I don't care what's happening
That's
that
a
day,
good
because
one.
I just that day, no, just forget it. It's just gonna be too much of whatever. So
Once Jupiter goes into Cancer, I'm
oh
just
yeah,
like, I can't wait.
yeah.
What is that? June? I think it's in June. June can't
June
get here.
9th, June 9th, yeah.
Look, you
But
already have it down, don't you?
I know, trust me, I have my Jupiter, natal Jupiter in Cancer. I can't wait to have my Jupiter return. I'm so happy. The thing, see, like everybody says, oh, how is Jupiter treating you? You have so much Gemini placements. No, I don't like it actually,
Jupiter
Gemini,
is not
because
comfortable there either.
yeah, because it's too much on me. Like it's too much on me. Like too much of I'm scattered, more scattered than usual, more nervous than usual. So this is what I was actually happy that it was squaring Saturn all this time, because it kind of put you a little bit, anyway, down.
Not many people are like, yeah, I like Jupiter square and Saturn. Jasmine
I
is like,
did.
thank you. We need it.
I needed it.
We need
It kept me
Saturn to reign
grounded.
in Jupiter.
It kept me grounded this whole year, because I would be who knows where. Okay, what Jean is saying. I have Mercury and Jupiter in Pisces. Mercury is at the 29 degrees. Ooh, I can't hang on a thought for the life of me. My remedy, Virgo. I write everything down, every thought I ever.
My
Yes, that's
sister. Yes.
good. That's good. Yes, especially 29 degrees. You have Neptune now on your Mercury. Your thinking won't be clear for sure. You need some. And, oh yeah, now that you mentioned this, we're gonna have a lot of crying. And I
Oh,
think
that's true. I wouldn't even say
I
it. Think of that. That's true.
no, now that you said it, I encourage people to cry. Guys, cry as
Release it.
much as it's cleansing, it's purifying. It's, as you said, you mentioned it, that's purifying energy of Pisces. You mentioned in the beginning, that's what it is. Detoxifying, cry, cry, cry.
Yeah, that is very good.
Yes. What is Jasmine saying? She goes, I've been loving the Jupiter square Saturn as well. There you go. See? I think it's a Jasmine thing, maybe. Oh, it's so cute.
Thank you,
Oh,
Jasmine.
the mug. The mug.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I want to share too, now that we're kind of talking about the healing aspect through crying. Other things that I want people to know is Pisces has to do with feet, the lymphatic system, mental health, addictions. These are all things that you can be focused on during this time. Again, the crying, which is going to help to release that stuck emotion, and learning more about and using the subconscious mind. That is life-changing, because the subconscious mind is like Pisces. It is limitless. It is boundless. It remembers everything. The conscious mind can only handle holding on to a certain amount of information. I mean, it's a very small amount of information that the conscious mind can really hold on to. Whereas the subconscious mind, actually, it rules the conscious mind. And so we want to learn about our beautiful subconscious mind and how it works, so that we can start calling in more of what we want. And we can receive the healings. The addiction is largely in the subconscious mind. Now, I'm not an addiction therapist. I don't have anything to do with all of that. So, it's like, go get some help. But what I will tell you is that when you begin to understand that addiction lies within the subconscious mind, it has to be something in that person. Everyone knows someone who's gotten past an addiction.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was something that shifted on the inside. You can give them medication. You can even give them therapy. But until that shift, that pain, that wound, whatever it is that's on the inside of them is healed up, nothing's going to be changed. Where do we have blockages that are preventing us, say, from exercising or finishing that book or being in relationship, learn more about the subconscious mind. Because once you start getting that healed up, it actually informs the conscious mind of what you're going to see. It allows, like you could say, I want to do whatever. I want to get more organized. Well, once that is actually set in the subconscious mind, then it will allow the conscious mind to actually take that action. Because how many times have people said, I want to get more organized? And then it's almost like they do the exact opposite. They get more disorderly.
Yeah.
Well, Pisces is that opportunity for us to work within our subconscious mind so that we can actually get the things done in our lives that we want to get done.
Yeah. Again, if you need to reach out and get it, I would invest in any type of reading, consultation, healing therapy. It's a great time now. It's because I think the healers, catalyzers, I'm going to say healers, but it says we are catalyzing, helping and guide your guides, physical guides. We are kind of also guiding you. You're going to be more in tune. My dreams have been, I know you were talking about on your live the other day about dreams. My dreams for the last week have been really, really, I could write stories. I could literally write books now that after a week. There's a lot of that. So we're more in tune, all of us. And if you can find time to take baths and not shower, I think that's really good. Or just with Pisces, and my grandma used to do it. She soaked her feet every night in salt water, every night without exception.
That's a good one.
I know it's old fashioned, looks funny to take a bucket, but take a bucket, a little bit of salt and water, and just put it in. No, nothing else, just salt. Because your feet, imagine you're standing all day, you're running around, your feet are taking all of this, and so.
And it's also, Pisces is the ocean. So what is the ocean?
Yeah.
Salt water.
Yeah.
And also the other thing too is anything with water, like go to the ocean if you live near an ocean, or I live near rivers.
Yes.
So I can go, to the river. You can talk to the river. You could just look at the river, sit by the river, but visit bodies of water near you. And like you said, drink more water. And also with the lymphatic system, I'm very much like I'm crazy for the lymphatic system. I love the lymphatic system. Maybe it's because I'm Pisces, but things like after you finish your bath, I know this sounds terrible, but I'm gonna tell you, get up and turn it on warm first, and then inch down that water until it gets cold. You can even do back and forth, hot, cold, water splashing, from the shower. Just alternate between the hot and cold. But the more you can get your lymph system moving, you can rebound. You can jump up and down. I have a little mini trampoline. You can do that. If you also want to dry body brush, maybe you can go get a lymphatic massage. But the lymph system is part of how we cleanse and purify. Most people don't even, again, Pisces, people not thinking about the subconscious mind. No one's thinking about it. No one's thinking about the lymph system for the most part. But if we don't do something with this lymph system,
very good,
become toxic. Our bodies become toxic.
Very good point. If you swim and you have a local pool, go swim. And it's winter time here, but if you're in Australia, go in the ocean. If you're find a pool. If you're in northern hemisphere, if you can,
I want to. I'm so proud of Bliss.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Yes, great job. I was just gonna send her love and good job. I love that. Very good, very good. Yeah. Any other tips that we can give?
Yes,
I think we were very good. You were very good, actually.
Oh, thank you. Also, we talked about a little bit about grounding, but first of all, like maybe for you and people like you, Jasmina, who are very much more routined and you don't go with the flow a lot, using Pisces crystals would be good, such as aquamarine, amethyst, blue lace, agate, and clear quartz crystals. You could actually just do a search to determine, what
is this amethyst, the purple?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put it right in my hand right now. Right now.
people like me and who I can't remember who the other Pisces is that's here. Jasmine, maybe.
I
We
think
need
they
to.
are. I think they are Scorpio rising, but I don't know.
There was
Uh,
somebody who was saying she was also
oh,
Pisces.
let
Oh,
me see.
Jeannie.
Genie, yeah, Genie, yeah,
So
yeah.
we might need to, and people who feel like Pisces is ungrounding you, you will feel ungrounded with this Pisces energy. It's like we
Mhm.
Pisces, we're used to being out in the clouds, right? Other people might just be like, I don't know why I can't focus. You might want to use something like bloodstone, fluorite,
Mm.
and jasper.
Ooh, great
Yeah,
tips.
those are grounding. And just make sure that you are taking that
Hmm.
time to um do your meditation. I prefer
Yeah.
mindfulness meditation, going within, getting quiet, that will help. You can even, you mentioned Reiki, you can even do things like tapping
Mhm.
because it can also help to release, those unseen stuck emotions. Yeah.
I is it called reflexology?
Reflexology.
Yeah, reflexology. Yes, I think that's good because especially on your feet, or get a foot massage.
Oh, good. Yes.
You know, or
All things feet.
yeah, acupressure, or maybe even acupuncture, but acupressure maybe just on your feet or something, or reflexology. Anyway, I just thought that would be a good. Just
Excellent.
invest in that. Now it's not expense; it's an investment in you. Think about that because it's important to understand that switch in our minds because we never have money, and I have to mention this for these kind of things because I need to. I know it's hard. I know inflation. I understand, but this is your health. This is your not your physical health, but your other health, your spiritual health, which is also important. We That's what we start talking about it. We need to reconnect with that and nurture our spiritual side of ourselves. We forgot to do that.
Spiritual and emotional
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all the crying that we'll be doing.
No, crying. I cry a lot. Usually I cry from just anger, but but still
Love
it's
it.
good to cry. But still it's crying. I better to cry than to punch somebody in the face. But crying, I always suggest crying. It's so good afterwards. You feel so in peace. Also, for a lot of people who have Gemini like me and stuff, I know it's hard for you guys to meditate. Like I have that issue problem, but first thing in the morning or last thing before you go to sleep, give yourself just lay in a bed at least for a couple of minutes and just try just in that stillness before you wake up or before you fall asleep. At least those couple of minutes, just try to kind of get some peace in your mind. I know it's not
Oh
real
yeah.
meditation, but it's hard for a lot of Virgo and
Oh, meditation is meditation to me. Yeah.
right. Just a little bit of just especially when you wake up in the morning. I have a tendency to, okay, kids, lunch, breakfast, go. No, you take a couple of minutes before I jump out and just deep breath, and then okay, and I can start the day.
Yeah.
Also, my husband always tells me, which is also a good thing, maybe for this time, maybe for yours in Gemini when it comes, but slow down. Like everything that you do, just do it slowly. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. From talking, that's my problem, talking too fast, from talking more slowly to just doing things, pouring coffee more slowly, everything that you do, just do it a little bit more slower to get that flow, to get that. Anyway, just a thought because
Well,
I'm working on
also,
it.
the reason that that's so important is because we're going to be in retrograde time. I call this like retrograde bonanza right now. Like, I mean, like, wow. I mean, we've started out the year slowly, especially when Mars is retrograde, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
feels like, okay, it seems like we're never going to get there. But Jupiter, Mars retrograde, when at the top of the year, right as Mars is ending the retrograde, Venus begins, then Mercury begins again.
yeah,
And Mercury started when Mars, it was retrograde
yeah,
right around the same
yeah.
time that Mars went retrograde. So we've been in a retrograde energy for a very long time. And so just continuing to move a little bit more slowly. Apparently, this is what the universe dialed up for us. Let's just go with what the universe is calling for us to do.
Yeah,
And
remember.
this is how things begin to work more for you instead of against
Mhm.
you
Yes.
when we are in these kinds of seasons.
Yeah, I love the community here. Thank you guys for being such a great community. I can even follow your what you guys are talking about. Jeannie about talking about the meditation shower. That's very good. Um, what is Bliss saying? I get so many things.
Talking about the
Oh,
alcohol.
oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I know it's hard, but I'm very proud of you. I don't know you, but I'm proud of you because
Oh,
that's
she's from my
that.
community. She's a wonderful lady.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys, you have a wonderful community.
Oh, thank
Beautiful.
you,
Yeah.
Jasmina. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh
This has
no,
been
this was
great.
right. Yeah, I think we're up almost an hour. So do we want to finish up with something that you want to final thoughts? Maybe you want to say, what do you want to
Yeah, I
final
just
thoughts?
want to, first of all, extend so much love and peace and care to everybody. And I want you to know one of my favorite sheroes, if you want to call her that, is Harriet Tubman. And I don't remember the quote exactly, but Harriet Tubman was someone who was an enslaved African American, and she found her way to freedom by trusting her intuition. She said she just listened and God told her what to do. And she is quoted as saying that, whatever your dreams are, these are the dreams that you should go for. These are you should never forget your dreams. And this is an opportunity for us during this deep time of Pisces, for us to really connect to our ideals. Don't let the world make you
Mm,
think you cannot even have your ideas or dream of your ideas. Don't let the world think that it's not okay to dream right now, because a lot of what we see in terms of success with other people, it all started
mm,
with the dream. So believe in
um,
yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself. And yeah, just so happy to share today.
Thank you so much. I thought this was so helpful, so good, even for me. I'm just kind of thinking what I need to do, and it
Mhm.
helped me a lot. So thank you so much for taking
You're
the time,
welcome.
and for your lovely community. I really appreciate every one of you who came in today and gave us support. And I hope it was
Yeah.
helpful and useful. And I just want to share. I pulled, and I'm pulling oracles. This is something I knew that I started this year, and it just I pulled Vesta, and I'm gonna be blurry. And then Vesta, it says faith underneath. And I
Mm.
was thinking, this is exactly what we kind of need to. It's so interesting that it came up today when we talk about
That
faith
was
and
one of the
everything.
first things I said. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like this synchronicities, there's so many things. Um, yes. So I just want to say thank you very much. And before we close, Tyra, tell people what do you have happening right now, where the people can find you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, first of all, Jasmina, for having me. I just really needed this today. I appreciate you. And yeah, I just bow to you and the work that you're doing and to make the world better. I am at goddessbodymindspirit.com. That's typically where you can find like where my social links are and all of that kind of good stuff. And I'm here on YouTube. Tyra Omilade is my name on YouTube. You could just follow me there. And I have a shop, and you could go. I'm into hypnotherapy, so you can go get your hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
I call it a toolkit, a goddess toolkit. A lot of times it's not just hypnotherapy, it's also a journal and just different practices, because I'm like you. I'm all about we need to practically
Yeah.
apply all of this. And so, yeah, join me on a live stream, or, back here whenever Jasmina and I get together, and hopefully you'll come to my channel too.
Absolutely. This is one of the one of my favorite things to do. I really appreciate everything. Really, really helpful.
Oh,
Thanks
can I say
everybody.
something really quickly?
Yes, yes.
I should have written it down, or else I would have remembered it. But I have a guide, an astrological guide to
Hmm.
navigating 2025. So I
Mm.
can't remember if it's on my website yet. I'll put it there and people can download it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah. This is the one you gave us. It was beautiful. I
Oh,
have
yes,
it.
that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pardon
Yes.
me.
Yeah, all the links are going to be in the description below. If you have any comments, you're welcome to answering any of your questions or suggestions or comments, and we'll meet again for sure. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yes.
Happy
Thank you.
Pisces season. Be kind to yourself. Oh, and you know what? If nothing works, do this. And I'm going to leave you with that. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.